what are those products which are developed by outside agencies and what are the pricing policies and strategies. So all this will be coming in this promotional plan. The prices are also influenced based on customers and negotiations. The marketing communications represent the most visible phase of the organization. The success of getting orders determines the volume and hence influence the distribution planning. Hello everyone, I am Purnima, faculty in the Department of Commerce and Management, Vidyashram First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. Welcome you all to this session. In this session, we will be having a discussion on the next stage of the strategic planning, that is the promotional plan. So in this, the products developed by outside agencies. So let us have a look at what are the promotional plans here. So in this promotional plan, we have the first and the foremost, the pricing policies and strategies. Now, the pricing decisions are among the potentially most difficult that the managers are required to make. So whatever the pricing is there, so they are the most difficult ones. The prices are influenced by some significant factors. So what are the factors on which the price is influenced by? So it is the corporate objectives. So whether the objectives of the corporate is to have a product which is for the masses, that is the middleman, or whether it is for the low income group or for the high income group. So depending on that, the next one is the competitive stance. So based on the competitors' prices, we price our products. Then nature and structure of competition. So what kind of a competition the products of the company are facing and how we are able to fight the competition. And lastly, the product life cycle. So what is the product life cycle that product is undergoing? Whether it is in the infancy stage, whether it is in the growth stage, or whether it is in the saturation stage, or it is in the decline stage. So all these are some of the factors on which the prices can be influenced. Next, the prices are also influenced based on customers and negotiations. So what type of customers it is, whether it is the ultimate consumer or whether it is the wholesaler or whether it is the middleman. So whoever it is, so depending on the customers and the negotiations also, the prices can be fixed. Then we also have governmental regulations. So there are certain governmental regulations on certain products where the government will fix the price cap for the products. So based on that, the prices can be fixed. And lastly, the industrial consortiums. So these industrial consortiums or the associations of industries also, they will be having what will be the prices of the products. So depending on all these factors, the prices of the products can be fixed. Next, because of its flexibility, price can be used in a variety of ways, such as a tactical weapon, including boosting short-term sales and reflecting geographical or segmentation differences. So the pricing policy of any product, it can be a tactical weapon. That is, it is the most often used weapon for in a competition as such. So it will boost the short-term sales. Even if you reduce the price by 1 or 2 rupees also, the sales will boost up like anything. So weapon is one of the most often used weapon of the marketing specialists, and it also reflects the geographical or segmentation differentiation. So based on the geographical basis of the market and the segmentation of the market also, we have price variations. Then next, in the promotional plan, we can also see the marketing communications represent the most visible face of the organization. So whatever the organization is, so what kind of organization is, so we can know through the help of the marketing communications. The question of how the communications program is to be managed is therefore a fundamental part of the strategic marketing task. So whatever the communication coming from the company, that will be the face of that particular company. So it is essential for the strategist to plan a better way of portraying the company. So in developing communications plan, the marketing planner needs to begin by recognizing that the various tools of communication such as sales, promotion, advertising, public relations, and so on cannot be looked at and managed in isolation. So whatever communication is coming from the company, whether it is the sales promotion ad or whether it is the advertising or public relations, so everything has to be taken. It should be a comprehensive kind of a communication. So we cannot look into isolation. We cannot see that this is just a part of the company. We should take the company as a whole, because whatever communication is coming from the company, it will be projecting the image of the company. As such, that will be the face of the company. Significant and increasing part of many organizations is expenditure that is incurred in keeping their products on the move through the channels of distribution. So, whenever in the distribution plan, if you can see that there is lot of expenditure involved in distribution. So, what is that expenditure? So, you have to move the goods from the place of production to the place of consumption, and as such, we have to see that the products will be moving in the distribution channels. Now we all know the channels of distribution. So from the manufacturer to the wholesaler, from the wholesaler to the retailer, and then from to the ultimate consumer, the goods will be moving in these channels, and it is the duty of the manufacturer or the wholesaler to see that the goods move through these channels and they don't lie stagnant in any one stage of this distribution channel. So the distribution plan focuses on the set of decisions relating to the processes which are concerned with the flow of supplies, intermediaries, and end users. The success of getting orders determines the volume and hence influences distribution planning in a significant way. So, in the distribution plan, it focuses on the set of decisions relating to the processes which are concerned with the flow of supplies. So, in the distribution plan, we have to think of what are the decisions taken relating to the flow of supply. So, the supply will be there from the manufacturer to the wholesaler, and from the suppliers to the intermediaries, that is the wholesalers, and the consumers, that is the end users. So whatever decisions are taken, that will affect the flow of supplies from the intermediaries to the end users, and the success of getting orders determines the volume and hence influence the distribution planning. So how many orders they are receiving, so that will determine the distribution planning. So depending on the orders they are getting, we can say the orders which they receive, that will be based on the distribution plan which they have made. Then similarly, the level of customer satisfaction which will be affected by the efficiency of distribution will affect the placing of repeat orders. So the distribution plan is also affected by the level of satisfaction of the customers. If the customer is a well satisfied customer, then he will be a brand ambassador for the company's products. So as such, if we have a good satisfied customer, then we can be rest assured of having repeated orders. But then if there is no customer satisfaction, then we cannot expect to have repeated orders. So major decision areas in channel management are formulating the channel strategy, designing the channel structure, selecting and motivating the channel members, coordinating channel strategy with the marketing mix, and evaluating channel member performance. So, in the distribution plan, we have the various distribution channels, and based on the distribution channels, we will be having the channel strategy. So, formulating the channel strategy, then designing the channel structure. So what kind of channels you use for your distribution of your products, then selecting and motivating the channel members. So you have to select what kind of a wholesaler you need or what kind of a middleman you need. So based on that you select, then coordinating the channel strategy with the marketing mix. So as we all know, the marketing mix comprises of the 4 P's of marketing, that is product, price, place, and promotion. So they all comprise the marketing mix, and we have to coordinate the marketing mix with the channel strategy so that we can have a very good distribution plan. Then So this comprises the stage 4 in the planning process. So in the stage 5, we have strategic evaluation. Now in the strategic evaluation, we have a criteria for strategic evaluation. In this, the first one is the financial and second one is the non-financial. So under this financial criteria, we have the liquidity of the company. So how liquid the company is. Second one is what is the cash generation status of the company, what is the profit of the company, cost leadership of the company, earnings per share, shareholders value and share price. So they all belong to the financial evaluation criteria, whereas in the non-financial we have the sales volume. So what is the volume of sales the company has, what is the volume of the market share of the company, what is the growth rate of the company, what is the risk exposure, what is the competitive position of the company, what is the customer level of customer satisfaction, what is the reliance on new products. So based on all these criteria, we evaluate the strategic planning process, and based on the desired criteria, the available strategies are to be evaluated. So we have so many strategic evaluation criteria. So based on these, the strategies can be evaluated. Then in the strategic evaluation, we have to see of the two operating functions, production and marketing, the latter is the most difficult area to plan and control, since it is the source of sales forecast and revenue estimates that can rarely be predicted accurately. So whenever we think about the strategic planning and implementation, etc., so the two most important functions in a company are the production and marketing. So production can always be done. So we can always handle the production factor very efficiently in a company, but marketing factor is something which is very difficult area to plan and control. So why it is difficult to plan and control? So because it all depends on the sales forecast. So what is the forecast the company is making for the next year, and the revenue estimates that can be rarely predicted accurately. So we cannot say that we will have so much of sales in the next year, or we cannot say that we get this volume of revenue in the next year, because they cannot be predicted accurately. Then last stage is the strategic implementation and control. So businesses need direction and organizational goals to work towards. Strategic planning offers that type of guidance. Essentially, a strategic plan is a roadmap to get business goals. So in the last stage, we have the implementation and control. So here we should understand that planning gives us a type of guidance. So it tells us where the business has to go, or what is the direction the business has to take. So without that guidance, there is no way to tell whether that the business is on track to reach its goals. With this, we come to the end of the session. Thank you.